Well, hey, and good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. We are live here on Facebook and YouTube to bring you the May 2024 Around the Layout podcast Operating Crew giveaway. And joining me to do that, we have the executive producer of Around the Layout, Paul Cassar, and we have the associate brand manager from Athearn Trains, Jim Wiggin. Jim, Paul, good to see you both.
How are you all?
Good evening.
It's great to have you guys here to join us as we start. We're going to do the giveaway, and then we have a special announcement that I've been really excited to talk about, and Paul knows about it, and he knows how excited I've been to share this project. And Jim, you'll get to find out along with everyone else as to what we're up to here over at Around the Layout podcast. So looking forward to getting to that. But first, let's talk about this giveaway for the operating crew and what's going on with Jim Wiggin at Athearn. But first, even before that, I got to find out what you're doing on that bench over there.
Well, Ray, I am attempting to get my module that you see there behind me. That's my N-track module. Galesburg Railroad Days is coming right up. I don't know if anybody out in your audience is familiar with it, but it's a great train show. It's in Galesburg, Illinois, and it's a combination of actual prototype, which is at the BNSF yards in Galesburg, and a group of us set up our N-track modules. And the last 2 years, my module has probably depicted a wild prairie field, and I need to put some buildings in it. So I'm kit bashing a couple of, I believe, microengineering kits. I'm hoping to get a couple of buildings on that before we go to Galesburg in a few weeks. So that's what I've got on my workbench right now.
Awesome. So getting ready for that show. And I have heard of the show, and it seems like it's got a pretty good draw.
Pretty good draw. We typically get an international draw just because it's one of the few shows. Well, first of all, it's in the summer, which is nice for rail fanning. And I know myself and many people will start celebrating the show, if you will, on Thursday by rail fanning our ways to Galesburg and seeing the busy Transcon. The old former Santa Fe Transcon goes right through Galesburg, and lots of rail fanning. There's usually a downtown display that's put on by either General Electric or BNSF or both. Rail fan tours. They actually open up the yard and allow people to purchase a special ticket and ride a bus and dismount from the bus and have a tour of the hump yard and the tower and the General Electric facilities where they work on their locomotives. And it's a great time. And of course, the train show is a great time. It's all scales. So you'll see, N-track, like what I've got here behind me. There's T-track, O scale, 2-rail O scale, and of course HO. So it's a great time. If anybody is busy, it's the last weekend of June, and they can do a quick search on their preferred search engine for Galesburg Railroad Days.
Oh, sounds like a great time. Sounds like some really cool access too, especially prototype stuff where you get to go in and see where, the areas that are usually forbidden for us to be able to go in as rail fans and be able to check them out. Certainly is great, and great inspiration for modeling as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So before we get more to it, let's say hello to a few folks there, Paul. What do you got for comments for folks that are joining in? Oh, we know that guy, Don Iris, and we just made a recent announcement that Don will be joining me on a monthly basis to talk about operations. So we're looking forward to that. Roger Coleman, I saw John Garvin was stopping by. Jeffrey, good evening. And Alex asking a question, Colorado RPM in September. I'm not sure if he's asking me or asking you, Jim. I'm going to say I'm not going to be able to make it. Is that something that is on your schedule?
It's something I've talked about. Now, George at George Bogatalk and I are good friends, so he's been bugging me about it. And I don't know. I don't have a firm commitment on that. I do know I am going to be at the St. Louis RPM. So... and I think you're going to that one too, aren't you, Ray?
Yeah, I will be at the St. Louis RPM as well.
So yeah, that should be a good show for us and George and anybody else that's showing up. But yeah, nothing set in stone yet for Colorado.
Excellent. Sid, question for Jim. How's the preparation for that show in Ohio going?
Well, Sid, which one? Are you talking about the Columbus, Ohio N-scale meet or another one? There's also one in Dayton that I know of, so I'm not sure which one he's talking about. I know personally, I usually go to the N-scale meet in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio every year, but I don't have anything to bring with me this year, so I won't be going to that show.
All right. And then Illinois Midland Railroad stopping by and saying hello as well. So thanks everybody for stopping by, spending a little bit of your Friday night with us as we're talking about the Operating Crew giveaway. We're talking with Jim Wiggin, the Associate Brand Manager from Athearn. So Jim, you mentioned you're making some good use of some free time away from Athearn, but it's been some busy times there. Talk about what's been happening over at Athearn.
Well, yeah, we've been extremely busy, all of us. Product development especially has been busy working on some things. And, one of the first things I want to let everybody know, as you probably well know, the 50th anniversary P42 Amtrak number 46, we had a slip up. And those went out to our dealers and then went out to our customers. And on the conductor side of the locomotive, they were not centered correctly. The number 46 was not numbered correctly, and which is kind of odd because when our product development team got the samples, everything looked good, and there was a mix-up at the factory. It happens. And so what we did is we worked with our factory. We do have replacement shells for those. So anybody out there that has got one of those Amtrak P42s with the number 46, you can contact us at our website through our contact field there and get a replacement body shell. And I can tell you, too, that anything that's going out from Athearn at this point has been corrected because myself and our service team spent about 2 days taking everything that was in stock. Once we found out there was a problem, we basically froze that stock. And we went out there and Athearn people went ahead and fixed all of those locomotives. So anything that's going to be in hobby shops going forward will be correct. So that kept us, quite busy.
Jim, are they decals? Are they decals?
I'm sorry, what was that, Ray?
Are they decals you would have had to re-put on, or are they stamped numbers?
No, these are pad printed. And we actually thought about originally, sending out new decals for owners. But, let's think about it. It's a Genesis model. We're talking about a $300 retail model, and that would seem kind of cheesy for us to do. So we thought the best thing for the best interest for our customers was to just give them a new shell. And it's real easy. It's two screws. You can pop the old shell off and put the new one on, and that's it. So yeah, rather than do a decal, we did discuss it, but we thought, no, if as me as a modeler or anybody on the team as a modeler had paid that much money for that locomotive, especially waiting for it because everything's a pre-order now, we felt it'd be in our best interest to just go ahead and supply a new shell.
Well, it's certainly not easy to be stand up like that, and I can imagine the cost involved in that, but it's certainly the right thing to do, and it's great that folks at Athearn chose that path of doing the right thing for their folks. So I'm sure it cost a lot of work. I mean, I texted you and you were like, really busy, and I can imagine you were, trying to get everything put together. But
right.
Yeah, that's very stand up of Athearn and your team for doing that for us modelers and making sure it's right. That's certainly holds a lot of value there.
Yeah, it's one of those things again. In the past, there's been some things that we didn't, do as correctly as probably we should. But I myself and a bunch of other guys have joined the team since then, and we're trying to make a concerted effort to, show that not only are we engaged with our fellow modelers, but we want to be treated the same way our modelers are. So that was one of those things. That was a defining moment. We had some meetings about it, and we felt, it's only fair to our customers. And, it's one of those things where, yes, it was a lot of work. Was there money involved? Of course, anything that we do is going to have money involved. But I think if you treat your customer with that level of respect, they'll come back. If we had just said, "No, we'll fix it next time," you don't have that comeback customer. So that's, and then again, I say it many times on Train Tuesday and other programs. Most of us at Athearn are modelers. I mean, obviously, I'm building a kit here for my N-track module. So John, Janik, Dave, my boss Mark, they're all modelers, HO scale, N scale modelers. So we want to do right to our peers.
Well, that's certainly, like you said, a really great way to approach it and take care of it. I'm getting a report that my sound may sound tinny. I apologize if anybody is hearing that. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I'll definitely check the settings after this, but I'm not sure why my audio is sounding like that. But in lieu of rebooting, okay, now I'm getting Don. I'm getting the report from Don Iris that that's better. So I guess we can move forward. I guess
Yep.
I'm not sure what happened there, but glad everything's back working order. So let's get to this giveaway. Jim, why don't you tell us about? I'm going to get it up on the screen. Why don't you tell us about this high cube boxcar you're looking to give away?
Yeah, this is perfect because in light of what you guys are going to be unveiling after this is a great operating car. Now it's an Athearn, so it's a mid-level car. It's not going to have all the detail of the Genesis, but honestly, I've had the opportunity to operate on a fair amount of layouts, both in New England and here in the Midwest. And really, as nice as those extra details are, sometimes when you're operating with your operating crew, they kind of get in the way. And that's the nice thing about these Athearn cars. They've got just enough detail to satisfy most guys. So you don't have the cut levers or the air hoses, but if you're using a tool to uncouple in an operation setting, you probably don't want to deal with those anyways. So this is a car that is perfect for anybody that's modeling mid to late 1980s, early 90s. This is Conrail. Yes, I know I've got a Penn Central shirt on. I will forgive the fact that I chose a Conrail car. But yeah, this is a great car. These were used predominantly from everything from auto parts to even paper in the New England area. And it's a great car to add to your collection. Now, one thing that I just noticed now that I can actually see the picture and it's big, this is actually a car that you can use into the modern era because as you can see, it's got that conspicuity stripes on the frame. So a little bit of weathering, you've got a nice modern car as well.
I was going to mention that, some of these, that it's not a Genesis level, but it's a great opportunity to bring the car up if you want to with a little bit of weathering. I mean, we've seen our friend Rob Arsenault at Weather My Trains take, basic cars and boy, with weathering, you really have to really dig deep to try to find the differences. That really makes a difference. So yeah, this will make a great car. And like I said, a lot of great flexibility to this. It can go on a whole bunch of layouts. So really appreciate Athearn providing this to our operating crew to give away tonight. We have 112 operating crew members on the wheel tonight. I really want to express my appreciation for all of those that support the podcast through the operating crew. If you're not yet an operating crew member, you can go to aroundthelayout.com/crew and you can click to sign up. It's $3 a month. It gets you into the monthly drawings. It gets you into the Patreon page where we do sneak peeks of upcoming shows. You'll get a special sticker for indicating that you are an operating crew member. And boy, we've given away a lot of great stuff thanks to companies like Athearn who have helped support the operating crew. So thankful to them as well for all the support. So let's get that wheel up here and let's spin for a winner. All right, Jeff Coleman is our winner tonight. So congratulations, Jeff. We will be reaching out to you to arrange to get the car shipped to you and congratulate you for your win tonight. And thanks again to everybody who helps support the operating crew.
And I'd say, Jim, I think you nailed on the head when you talk about not too many detail parts. As I have an operating layout and my cars come on and off, the amount of detail parts that remain on the layout, which I stay there because, mine are coming on and off quite a lot. So that level of detail is perfect for someone who operates quite regularly.
Yeah, really, really is. Not only that, but if you're part of the, we'll say Fremo standard, or any modular type standard, typically in years past, even with my N scale stuff, it wasn't damaged at the show; it was damaged on its way to the show. So yeah, these are great because they have just enough detail to satisfy most people's eyes. So yeah, congratulations too for our winner.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Jim. Appreciate your support. And before we get to our big announcement tonight, we're really excited to get to that, but I wanted to mention a couple quick things and some reminders for folks. One of them is our opportunity each month to send a question to Tony Cook. And Jim, you know this guy, right? I think you've talked to him maybe
He
a
does
few
look
times.
familiar. I think I saw him at a car show with a Lincoln one time.
Yeah, that probably was him. Yeah, so that is our good friend Tony Cook. He is the editor of Model Railroad News. He also co-hosts the What's Happening in Model Railroading show with me each month. And this is your opportunity to get your question answered on Around the Layout and get to hear your voice on the podcast. Again, go to aroundthelayout.com/ask Tony. Follow the instructions there. You'll be able to record a voicemail. We'll send it off to Tony and we'll select up to 2 each month to answer. Again, great opportunity to pick the brain of, I think, one of the top minds in model railroading. The stuff that he retains is just absolutely amazing. So definitely take the opportunity to be able to ask him a question. If maybe you got something Tyco, maybe you got something, you remember was made some time ago, or maybe you've got something on your layout you can't remember where it came from. That's a great question for Tony because, boy, he can remember a lot of that stuff. So get yourself on the podcast, aroundthelayout.com/ask Tony. And speaking of our website, I also wanted to thank again Matt Forkham, who was such a huge help. If you haven't yet gone to the new aroundthelayout.com, please do check it out. We've made some really nice changes. And when I say I did a lot of data entry, but Matt Forkham was really the guy behind it. And he knew how to integrate things and, design it in a way that was very intuitive. And we've made some really great strides. So if you go to aroundthelayout.com, and you'll see now all the episodes are now up front. We got the last 18 episodes. And then if you go down below, you can click and look at older episodes as well. And each episode has a page. And what I've also been doing is adding, when folks are interviewed, they'll send me half a dozen or more photos while I use one for the thumbnail, but all the rest of them kind of sit in a folder. Well, now I can put them on the website, and now you can look at all the additional photos that they sent us of their layouts as well. So definitely worth going back, and I'm adding more content as we go. We're also planning on a couple other additional pages on the website to have a great place to go, some great resources. So again, aroundthelayout.com, check early, check often, I guess. And you'll be seeing what we're up to there.
And don't forget the sticker page that we
Yes.
update.
Right.
Yeah, let's also talk about that. So aroundthelayout.com/sticker guide. You can go there. Also, you can click down the navigation bar. All the folks that have sent me stickers, I've gotten to a point where I really don't have a place to put all of them, but we use the web now, and now we have a virtual sticker wall and call it the sticker guide. And if you want to send in your layout sticker, the art for it, to aroundthelayout@gmail.com, we will gladly add your sticker to the sticker guide, and the more the merrier. It's really cool to be able to go there. And if you're looking to design a sticker for your layout, it's a great way to network and share around and build some great community. There's a lot of inspiration right there on aroundthelayout.com/sticker guide. So you can get some ideas there. And we've had a few folks that have even bounced around sticker ideas within the Friends of Around the Layout podcast group on Facebook. If you're not a member of that, make sure you get over to Facebook, look for Friends of Around the Layout podcast, and join us because we have a lot of fun in there and great community. So hope you'll join us. So, hey, we're at the exciting part of the night because I've been waiting to talk about this fun project that we've got designed up. So let's see if we can get the video up here. And I don't know. Can you guys hear that?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to kill the sound because I can't talk over that. But thanks to Kevin Norman at Nache Customs for the video here. This is the new ATLP 2022 high Q 50-foot high Q boxcar. And this project was done again, painted by and decaled by Kevin Norman at Nache Customs, with decals produced by our good friend Jim Abbott at Highball Graphics. And the purpose of this car, not just novelty, is this car is going on a worldwide tour. So I can't actually show you the car. I got to show you in pictures because it is already on its way to its first stop. And we'll get some other pictures up here to show you the car. Again, painted by Nache Customs, did an awesome job customizing the car a little bit, and then obviously painting it in our Around the Layout podcast colors with putting those decals on from Highball Graphics. So the car is going to go worldwide, and the idea is to send it to co-signees that will volunteer to be a co-signee that can get the car to 5 or more layouts. So we'll ship you the car. You'll take the car to different layouts. You'll take a photo. And what you'll also get, we'll look at the car a little bit more before I show you this. So you can see the sides and the other angles that were provided. What we'll also be doing is we'll be providing in there a logbook. And inside the box, inside the logbook, I should say, is a record where you will fill out the information. You'll fill out the date that it was on your layout name, where it's located. You'll put your name, and then the co-signee, who the person that brought you the car, will go there, and you can actually fill in. We have a column for contents so that you can have a little fun and decide what the car was hauling on your layout. And then it'll go off to the next person. And of course, us being who we are here at Around the Layout, you'll also get a sticker that will indicate that you were one of the interchange tour stops along the way. So you'll get a special sticker. You can display that as one of the stops for the ATLP 2022 interchange tour. And yeah, I think I've hit all the points here. It's a worldwide tour with no real timeline. We're looking to just get it to as many layouts as possible. And again, we're looking for folks that will volunteer as co-signees of the car, that will take good care of it, make sure it goes in its box, make sure that it gets around to 5 or more layouts or so. And then we'll be tracking it. And then we're going to take that logbook and we'll eventually transfer it to aroundthelayout.com. So you'll be able to go to aroundthelayout.com, click on the page, and you'll get to see where the car has been. One of the fun things for me, and I haven't been able to integrate it, but I actually have an Apple AirTag inside the car, so I can actually see right now where it is. And it's actually closer to Jim than it is to me, and certainly a lot closer to Jim than it is to Paul right now. But it's in Illinois on its way to its first co-signee, which is Matthew Fricks. Matt was a part of this project and was kind of tied in and was giving a lot of great ideas and suggestions and help. And I also want to mention, as far as the sticker goes, that's a lot of help from William Sampson, who helped with the art to get that right, to get this, the sticker looking like the car. And so I appreciate him and all his help getting that all put together. So that's what we got going. I think it's going to be a very fun project. And then we've got some other parts of this that we're going to announce later as we we get things kind of settled and put together. But this car will also go over to Paul over in Australia, and he'll tour it around. Yeah, well, that's a little secret there, Paul. So we don't want to show it yet. That's all right, because we only half showed. We'll be getting to what Paul's got in his hand later. But for now, this is where we're at. And Don, yes, you will definitely have the car coming your way, because we've already talked about some layouts that you're going to be able to do it. To sign up as far as a co-signee, just send me an email, aroundthelayout@gmail.com. Let me know what area you're in, and let me know about how many layouts you're going to be able to get it to. And then I'll just track it. And we're just going to, as soon as the co-signee gets it to their set of folks, we'll get the car shipped directly from them to you. And then I'll send some stickers along your way to keep the stickers refilled along the way. And we'll probably have some kind of meeting, or we'll put some more information for the co-signees on how to handle it and how to ship it and that kind of stuff, just to make everything easy for everybody. But so that's been our big announcement. We were really excited about that. Now, I know a guy like Jim Wiggins might be wondering, well, how about us N scale guys? And we are definitely mindful of N scale. We're still looking for a decent Gunderson style 50-foot high cube to include in this. So once we get ourselves in a major manufacturer, hint, Mr. Wiggin, if we can find a 50-foot high cube that will fit the bill, we will decal that, and we'll do an N scale tour too, because we have a second log book. We can send the N scale one out separately, but we want to make it look exactly like that one, so it's all inclusive. So
probably be cheaper postage, the N scale one, right?
Yeah, it might be a little less expensive to send around, but it'd be a little harder to fit an air tag in an N scale car if it fit well in the HO scale. But nonetheless, it's something that, build community, get the car around. And then obviously what we want you to do is when the car ends up on your layout, take some photos and share them in the Friends of Around the Layout podcast group. And then we'll also figure out a way to take those photos and also add them to the website. So hopefully everybody wants to get in on that and have that car on their layout. Doesn't really there's no cost involved other than the shipping the car around, and that's a pretty easy layup there. That's an $8 project. So something everybody can get involved in and show off their layout and say that they've had the car on their be a part of the tour. So
very cool.
Thank you. We got a couple folks joining us. Marty Jenkins over in Queensland. That's he's at the Division 1 meeting. That's awesome stuff. Good to see you, Marty. And in Illinois, S scale, we'll have to all 10 of you that model S scale will have to get together and come up with an S scale IQ boxcar. Maybe you can talk to Mike Ostertag and he can help you figure it out too. Yeah, everybody pretty much knows that I'm a big fan of the 50-foot high cube. So that's that. Yeah, there's a reason why it was chosen as a 50-foot high cube, and I just think they're great billboards, and I think that it worked out very well. And again, kudos to Kevin Norman for an awesome job decaling it and painting it. It looks super, and it pops even more in person. So with that, we'll close up tonight's live. Again, if you want to be a co-signee for the Around the Layout podcast 2022 ATLP 2022 Boxcar, send us an email aroundthelayout@gmail.com and let us know again how many layouts you think you're going to be able to get it to, and we'll give us an address too, so that we can start to schedule it up and we'll get the car moving around.
Ray, would we be looking at somehow tracking it on a map as well on the website?
Well, I would hate to hit on Matt Forkham again to figure out integration of an Apple AirTag to the website, but I'll tell you what, I am more than happy as I get the updates and I check it on my phone. I'll be sharing that quite often on there, especially when it hits interesting places. Like, I've just learned so much about the Postal Service watching it go from Plainfield, Connecticut out to Illinois, like all the stops along the way. And I think that's kind of neat. But as I track it and I see it, I'll be happy to share some updates as well on that. So yeah, just like a Santa tracker, we're gonna track ATLP 2022 around the globe. So So with that, again, I want to thank Jim Wiggin at Athearn. Make sure you check out Athearn, athearn.com. You can see all the upcoming projects that Athearn's got going on. And it seems like it's just as busy as it's ever been at Athearn with new products. And definitely check out Jim on Train Tuesdays. And I know you're also talking about getting back to doing some Athearn extras on YouTube as well.
That's right. Yeah, I've got, I'm going to shoot for next week to do a Athearn extra. And throughout the summer now, what we started doing, just because with the warmer seasons in most parts of this world, we started doing the Train Tuesday pre-recorded because we saw the viewership go down on the lives. Because again, vacations, kids out of school, that kind of thing.
Right.
But we wanted to keep the live thing going throughout the summer because we realized there's some folks that maybe are trying to get away from the heat and working in their workshop and want to see something cool. So Athearn Extra is our monthly live video. And like I said, I'm hoping to shoot one of those next week. And we're doing a kind of a different format this year. In the past, we would talk about the product, but this year we're going to start talking to folks that run shows and get everybody excited about going to a show this summer and this fall. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I will definitely be seeing you at one of them, which is the St. Louis RPM. We'll be out there in July, which is coming faster than you can possibly imagine. It's amazing how time's flying by. So before you know it, we'll be at the St. Louis RPM, checking that out. Looking forward to that trip and seeing a whole bunch of folks that are out there, including yourself, Jim. So until our next time around, Jim, thank you so much. Paul, thanks for joining us. And to everybody that joined us tonight, thanks again, and we'll catch you soon.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.